All right. Well, let me change this. Oh man. All right. We are here. We are here and we are alive. I'm trying to bring something. Wait, it wouldn't be in history. Be in watch later? Maybe watch later? Let's see. Let's see here. I know I had something on here. I might have saved it. What's up, Venom? I have a lot on my watch later list. I really need to separate this. I need to put it in a different playlist that's just reserved for the San Antonio Spurs. Because I could have sworn I put something in here to go over. But now it's hard to find. One of these will definitely be copyrighted. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's further down. Hi. What's up, Desmond? How everybody doing? It's going to be a weird day. Not expecting a ton of people on for a multitude of reasons. But most importantly is because it's kind of an off day, right? Like, it's a very weird day to do it. Monday, there's no, like, Spurs games going on. I don't know. What news do you got for us today, Clan? Well, there's a few things to go over. There's a few things. What's up, Olivia? Hello. Hello, hello. I'm just trying to... I guess I don't have it anymore. I could have sworn it was something on Wemby. I don't know. Did someone send it to me? Hold on, I'll go to... By the way, what the heck is this? I saw people posting this. I don't live in San Antonio. I'm not from San Antonio. But little ruckus going on outside of a place called Bentley's. I have no idea what this is. Apparently it's a bar. You guys would know. And people are posting this. Some people saying some really like racist things in the comment. Not under Jeff G Spurs post, but in the original post. And I'm like, wow, you guys are lame. And I'm from Memphis, so like seeing this is nothing. It's nothing new to me. I don't know. This video is crazy. I won't play it, but this video right here, you can't see anything, but you just hear gunshots. It's like, oh my god. Kind of crazy. What's up from the Canadian prairies? What's up, man? Clan, did you ever read the article of Jeremy Sohan where he said he was in a dark place? No. Dark place when? Last year? I'm sure if I just Google what? Jeremy Sohan dark place. Oh. Yeah, this is one thing it's one thing that's good about AI. I don't like AI, but I do like you utilizing it in this way, where you can just type something in and then the AI kind of finds exactly what you're looking for. That's pretty nice. Coming out of the dark. Is this it? Oh my goodness, you got to be joking, bro. Are you kidding me? A paywall? You got to be joking. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't know he was declining interviews, though. I didn't know that. Dude, I'm not going to... Hold on. I know how I can do this. Paywall for this. Are you joking? What do I look like? Express News were the ones who posted? That's ridiculous. Watching from San Antonio, Philippines? Okay. I sent on IG a while back, but not sure if you saw it. It was a local news who interviewed him. No, I haven't. I haven't seen this. Sorry, that's my my dryer. Okay. I have no idea how I can read this article without paying for it. Thought you was making more carnitas? Nah. I am tomorrow, though. Anybody got a good movie I should check out? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I know I'm super late. I'm 20 years late, but I just saw it for the first time the other day. Literally one of the greatest films I've ever watched. Last hour I cried for an hour straight, so you should watch that. If you haven't. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, maybe this website? Let's try this one. This might work. It's searching right now. How your day been, Clan? It's been all right. No Country for Old Men. That's another great one. Selena actually... Okay, don't get angry with me, but it's actually not a good movie. I don't think Selena's a good movie. All right, I'm not going to be able to go to this article. We're going to have to just skip out on that one. So dumb. So dumb. However, although we can't look at that, The Prestige. There you go. That's a good one. Honestly, what you could do. All right, so somebody in the chat asked any good movie recommendations. Before we get into this Spurs news, please follow me over at Letterboxd, okay? You follow me on Letterboxd, you're going to be taken care of. And the reason being is because I literally post all of the movies that I watch, okay? When I watch it, I post it on what I think about it, yada, yada, yada. It's Clan the Film Fan. So just download Letterboxd as an app. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but just download them as an app or go to letterboxd.com and follow me, Clan the Film Fan. .com. I made a few lists here, one of which is amazing films who won't waste your time, and I think it's a pretty nice list, man. It's going to be a lot of things that you probably never heard of, right? My favorite horror film of all time is on here, A Tale of Two Sisters. It's a phenomenal horror film, but yeah, it's a bunch of movies. You can just choose at random and you're going to see a good movie. I promise. All these are pretty great. Top of the list, these are masterpieces though. Parasite, Handmaiden, The Wailing. The masterpieces. But yeah, it's still a phenomenal list. I think it is. I think so. Anyway, Clan, thanks for Baby Assassins recommendation. Love them. Oh, it's so good, isn't it? I think I put Baby Assassins 2 on this list somewhere. Yeah, Baby Assassins made 121, but you know, it's It's on my list. It's on my list. Yeah, it's so good, bro. I really like the. I really like this one. Wait, this might be the third one, right? There's 3 of them, and then there's a series, a TV series. This might be the third one. Yeah, I think this is the third one. It's really great. It's really great. You guys should check this movie out. Check out all of them. Check out all 3 of them. Anyways, okay, enough of that. All right, I wasted 2 minutes of your time going over this, but someone in the chat asked, and I want people to follow it. Okay, so here we go. So we have quite a few coaches and players saying a little something about our boy Wembanyama from All-Star Weekend, and I wanted to go over it. So first and foremost, you have Atkinson here, in which he said that Wemby had a lot of competitive spirit. So he said he played to win, and that's Victor. So let's listen to what he had to say about it. Oop.
And that's Victor. You know, he was locked in, as we like to say. That's doesn't surprise. I love the player. I love the person. He's gonna be the face of this league for a long time. He played
very frustrating All-Star game, right? Because you had players competing. For the most part, it kind of fell off after that long commercial break. I know you're probably wondering which one. I'm talking about the one that was in the middle of the game. What are we doing? Why would you do that? So long commercial break, and everyone came back kind of depleted. Like they didn't even care anymore, right? Like nobody cared. They didn't want to play anymore. But Wemby, he did play hard the entire time. And it was kind of frustrating at times because you definitely saw him competing on the defensive end, running up and down the court, trying to defend as many people as humanly possible. And meanwhile, his teammates are just like, look, I'm ready to go home. It's very unfortunate that it came down to that. And like I said before, I think what the NBA was trying to do is by having them only go up to 40 points, it's kind of like a fourth quarter. And as we know, the fourth quarters are the best part of All-Star games. So they just wanted to keep it competitive in that round away. But okay, this is a little unrelated. Not really, but kind of. Was this not a weird weekend? It just felt like flimsy. It felt slightly unorganized. It felt cheap. It was just so many random, celebrity appearances where they thought that this would be a good idea to bring in like certain YouTubers that only kids like little kids. Like no one cared about Mr. Beast being there. I mean, I don't think. I don't know. I haven't come across anybody my age or around my age demographic that are huge Mr. Beast fans. I just don't. Not to mention like all of the other influencers that they had, and it's just strange, man. And then you had a performance from Too Short, E40, and In Vogue. What like it was just weird. It was just like, who is this for? Like who exactly is this event for? I don't know. It just seemed like they had the demographics all over the place. Mr. Beast was so random, and he wouldn't let the kid just shoot. Dame had to step in. It was ridiculous. It was so strange. Yeah, it just seemed unorganized, very last minute, just weird overall. Overly convoluted as far as how you want to set up the NBA All-Star game. I don't know. It's just kind of whack. It was just kind of whack all around. And then not to mention like the most fun parts about it, the NBA all of a sudden got serious about it, like the skills challenge. That was fun until they say you're disqualified. The dunk contest, which was fun. Steph Castle should have just won it. No props, but hey, maybe he should have, had a car out there, and then he would have won. Really dumb, just dumb. I don't know what the NBA was going for with this go around. And the TNT crew being praised. Like, don't get me wrong. Like they are historic, right? Like I used to love the TNT crew growing up through middle school and high school, and watching their takes. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was weird. It's like it was just a strange All-Star weekend. They don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Very strange. Anyways, moving on. It sucked. All the celebrity BS was pointless. Yeah. And Kevin Hart was annoying. Okay. Anyways. All right.
Was there any
So this is Steph Curry talking about Wemby.
Moment when Wemby does something and you find yourself thinking a 7'3" guy's not supposed to be able to do that.
Everything he does.
and
Everything.
Was there any moment when Wemby...
Oh, that was all we got for Steph? Gotcha. Kevin Hart was cringe? He was cringe. Kevin Hart, I want to say he's typically pretty funny, but like... I don't know, guys. I want to say that he's typically funny, but I don't know, guys.
I think an unbelievable player with unbelievable potential. So I think, myself and everybody is excited to see, kind of how far he takes it. I think an unbelievable player.
Okay. All right. It's really great that it comes from like all the NBA players that you actually should listen to when it comes to talent around the NBA gives Wemby praise. It's only the ones that you shouldn't take serious are the ones that say crazy stuff about Wemby, right? I mean, for instance, Dylan Brooks, like you can't take him serious, but everyone else, they give him nothing but praise.
Competitive, smart.
Those are a lot. How many chains are those? He has 4 chains on. They're very sparkly.
Like an interesting guy. I heard he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. I heard he reads a lot. That's cool. And it's rare to see from a guy so young. So, interesting guy. Competitive.
Is that shade? Is that shade or am I looking too into it? Y'all going fishing? The fishing thing was the only funny part to me. Is this shade? I don't know. I know that the OKC Thunder are going to try their best not to praise Wemby, which I respected. I actually like it. I actually like the fact that they're not going to praise Wemby. Right? Was it Jalen Williams that they talked to? They asked him about like who's going to be the face of the NBA. And he was like, well, I can't say myself. I think Shea might end up being there. Maybe Anthony Edwards, he's on the way. Like, he did not mention Wemby at all. I like it. Definitely shade. He can't praise him. I think this is shade. This doesn't sound... Somebody last live stream actually told me to take a look at this clip. And I didn't see the clip. And they were like, dude, Shea just praised Wemby. Watching it now, this doesn't feel like praise. This feels like a little bit of shade, right? Hold on.
Smart. Like an interesting guy. I heard he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. I heard he reads a lot. That's cool.
Guys, come on.
It's rare to see from a guy so young. So, interesting guy. Competitive, smart.
Competitive, smart. Okay, those are kind of praises. He's competitive and he's smart. He goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Like he got a bedtime. Like he made it sound like he got a bedtime.
Like an interesting guy. I heard he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. I heard he reads a lot. That's cool. And it's rare to see from a guy so young. So, interesting guy.
That's shade, bro. That's shade. That's shade. It's so many things you could have said, and you said he reads and he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. He basically called him a dork. He just called him a dork. Yeah, then makes fun of him. Yeah, he made fun of him here. I don't know. I think this is shade. You guys can say I'm looking too into it. I think it's shade. It came across as shade to me. I hear he reads a lot. I hear he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Interesting guy. Interesting guy. You don't hear about that from somebody so young. Usually that's for the elderly, but interesting guy, I guess.
Competitive.
One more time.
Smart. Like an interesting guy. I heard he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. I heard he reads a lot. That's cool. And it's
Dude, this is shade. That's cool. That's shade. I love it, though. I love it. I wish they would just be more blatant with their disrespect. Please be as disrespectful as possible. Please. I would love it. OKC is our future rival, okay? So I want it. I want the smoke. And I don't want anything toxic, Let's not take it too far, but I like it. Call him a dork. That's okay. Call him a nerd. Call him soft. Say whatever you want. I like it. All right, moving on. Oh, wait. This might be copyrighted. Is this going to be copyrighted? I don't know if this is going to be copyrighted. I have no idea. Nice dunk. All right. Okay, so overall, that was pretty nice, right? We had a lot of praise, and then we had SGA just throwing shade. Did anyone else notice that it was shade? Let's see, like, if the casuals notice. You guys are saying you understand what I'm saying, but let's see. Let's see, did he travel? Did he travel? This is all these people care about. Did Wemby travel? It's an all-star game. You posted Tatum twice. He's that guy. Literally no one's bringing up that. I think we're the only ones that see it. That's cool. My goat Shay. Okay. I think this person gets it. Okay, I don't think anybody else is getting it. No one else got that vibe but us and that one person. Shay so corny. I don't. Okay, yeah, no one got it but us. That's okay. Maybe this is just how Shay talks. I heard Shay talk before, and no, he doesn't typically take those long pauses like that. Hold on. Let's go to Thunder's. Let's go to OKC Thunder's Instagram page. Let's see what we got here.
What do you try to get out of the weekend now?
Yeah, try to enjoy it. Don't take the opportunity for granted. It's special regardless how many times you come. The best players in the world and the best league in the world.
This is how he talks. No, he was literally teasing Wemby. There's no way. There's no way around it. This is how he normally talks. Shay talk like that normally? No, Donnie.
Are here, and
This
to
is
be
how he
around
talks.
that is a blessing and an honor. And
I've seen many post games with Shay after they've won a game because, good God, they've won a lot.
That's how I see it.
No, that's how he talks. But when he talk about Wemby, he reads a lot. That's cool. He goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Interesting guy. Like, no, dude, he's making fun of him. Let's see. I'll give you another example. Let's see if we can find another one. Let's see. Here we go.
We wanted the game. Go to the halftime. They had wanted it more than we did in the first half. We all felt that and knew that. And it'd be a waste of time, waste of opportunity to come out here and not give it our all. Waste everybody in the stands time, waste all the fans time, referees, everybody that came tonight to it.
He was throwing shade. I don't think it's shade. Like he said, he finds him an interesting guy. If I'm talking about how you're interesting, I'm not going to bring up that you go to bed at 9 o'clock. There's nothing interesting to me about going to bed at 9 o'clock. That just seems like I'm making fun of you. That's like I'm just kind of calling you a dork. You read and go to bed at 9 o'clock. What makes that interesting? There's nothing interesting about that. There is. There's something interesting about that? I don't know, guys. I don't really find that interesting. It's the recovery side of the enemy. I don't know. Thinking too much, clan. Okay. Not everybody. Okay, some people disagree with me. Some people agree with me. I think he was being sarcastic. I'm also not trying to stir the pot here. I like it. I actually hope that he was being sarcastic. I hope that he was being shady. It seemed like a little bit of shade. And I like it. I want shade. I want it. I like it. All right, we'll end the segment there. So just had some more people talking about Wemby that we didn't catch the last live stream, so I want to bring that up to you guys. Once again, follow me on Letterboxd, okay? Clan the Film Fan. If you guys ever want to know what to watch, I'm not an expert or anything, but I think I have pretty great taste in film. So yeah, just follow me over there. We're 54 followers thus far. So Clan the Film Fan. And I don't do any crazy in-depth reviews. Like literally, like you can see I did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I just said I couldn't stop crying. Oh my God, dude. Like that's all I got. Or The Penguin. I did do a review of The Penguin. And this is my review. Batman dropped that no kill rule. This man gotta go. Make an exception. Oh my God. Oh man. Anyways. Scarface, good classic pick. Oh, these are just my favorite films ever. Yeah, so like Child's Play didn't make it to my like great films list. Like if you go to my list here, I made amazing films who won't waste your time. So I'm literally just putting some of the greatest films I ever watched in this list. Child's Play doesn't make it. Like I think that would be, I don't think Child's Play should make it, right? That's not cool. I know what Child's Play is. It's good. It's good. I really like it. I love Child's Play, but come on. It's not on in the league of some of the other ones I got on that list. You should watch this though. Japanese film called It Comes. So good. So good. I really like this. I like this movie a lot. Bone Thugs and Harmony. What? Child's Play is a classic. It really is though. Scarface made it on the list though. Masterclass. Al Pacino Masterclass. You guys should watch RRR too. I think hopefully it's Netflix produced it, right? It's on Netflix. Last Diamond episode though. I have to catch up. I think I'm on episode 14. I already know about the spoilers. I know about the transformation. The internet spoiled it for me. So I got to get there. Michael Myers Halloween is where it's at. I do like Halloween. I like the original Halloween. I saw what's that movie called? With Leatherface. I saw it for the first time. Funny enough, I saw it for the first time in theaters around Halloween. It's like this old theater, like an hour out from me, that plays like old films. And I went to see it, and it was actually really messed up. I understand why it's praised how it is, and I understand why people see it as like the pioneer for slasher films. That was a scary movie. It felt too real. I didn't like it. I liked it, but I didn't. What's the movie called? Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There you go. OGTCM. Yeah. That was creepy, man. That was tough. That was a tough watch. When do we play again? Thursday. My son loves your channel. We watch it after every game. That's nice. I'm gonna stop making it so family friendly. It's about to get wild up in here. Severance is a great show. Did I finish the first season? I need to finish that show. That is a good show. You're not lying. Mean Girls is in my top 5. I need to watch Mean Girls. I don't think I've actually sat down and watched Mean Girls. It is considered a classic though. I will say that. All right. Moving on. Severance best show of 2020s by far. I really enjoyed it when I was watching. I just got to get back on it. You guys should watch BoJack Horseman. That's literally the greatest drama I've ever watched. Unironically, the greatest drama I've ever watched. What a deep show. It's a hard show to watch. Deep show, though. I haven't had an animated... not counting anime, I haven't had an animated show, at least an animated comedy that made me cry as hard as BoJack Horseman made me cry. BoJack is Base. It's so good, bro. Depressing show. It's so real, though. It's so real. I think the funeral episode is my favorite episode. And it's literally just BoJack talking for 20 minutes. What a great show. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right, guys. Have you seen the Monkey trailer? I have. When does that come out? Yeah, Courtney, let me know when that movie comes out. Or is it already out? I have seen the Monkey trailer, though. I saw it and I said, this is either going to be really great or really bad. Like no in between. It's scary. Let me check. Okay. Yeah. Check that for me. All right. Let's go straight into the next segment. Wembanyama. I think he's talking about the format here. I haven't watched this. Let's see. The format of the All-Star game. None of us really loved it, right? I understand why they did it that way, but I don't think any of us loved it.
As I was just
Oh my goodness. I know you guys can barely hear that because I can barely hear it. Hold on, let me turn it up.
as I was just saying, I'm in much better shape this year than I was last year. My body is much more adapted to this league and this rhythm. So my biggest takeaway is that it's possible, to give 100% on that court, to play hard, to play our ass off, and it's for me, it's the only way to play basketball, and I think it'll only make the game better.
That low key gave me chills. I'm not gonna lie. The Monkey movie will come out February 21st. Okay, all right. So it comes out this Friday. I'll probably wait for the reviews. Like I said, it looks like it's either gonna be phenomenal or really bad. I can't really tell. Dude, that gave me chills. That's the only way to play basketball. That felt like a Manu Ginobili quote. I know you guys can barely hear it. I literally cannot turn it up higher than I just did. But let's listen to that again.
My biggest takeaway is that it's possible, to give 100% on that court, to play hard, to play our ass off, and it's for me, it's the only way to play basketball, and I think it'll only make the game better.
That is a great quote. Now it's kind of a weird quote because I don't know if he's referring to his teammates, because I don't think his teammates gave it 100% the same way he did. Now, in 7 minutes, I believe Wemby had, what was it, a block, 11 points, 3 rebounds? I don't remember the exact amount, but I do know that he went out and he played hard immediately. Unfortunately, he also got tired really quickly. But, that's not all on him, especially when you're being the primary defender on the court. Like, he's jumping all over the place just to defend a shot when other players on his team aren't defending it. Hopefully, as time goes on, it gets more and more competitive, right? As he's coming in, leading the charge of all the young guys going into their all-star appearances, that it will have that competitive edge to it, right? And fortunate for us, we do have a lot of players in the NBA currently that are very young that I think will bring that competitive edge. I know that we focus on Wemby a lot, right? But Banchero, I think he is a fierce competitor, like a fierce competitor. I don't think that he gets enough love and praise, and I'm sure he's going to have a chip on his shoulder as the years to come. But he is going to be one of those guys that I think genuinely challenges the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, I know he's not in the West, but he's definitely one of those guys that are going to be battling it out, right? I could see him going to All-Star Weekend and really putting on a show. So, we got some really nice competitors coming in. Anthony Edwards, I know he plays around quite a bit, but he could come in and mix it up quite a bit. So, I don't know. It's nice that Wemby's leading the charge. You said Tatum too. Tatum shows some competitiveness too. Yeah. During this game, I think he did. We know that Trae Young did as well. He did a good job. So it's going to be quite a few guys, I think, that shows it. But Wemby being the face of the NBA and him going out there and playing hard is really good for us. And hopefully the NBA will feel as if they're comfortable enough with going back to the old format. I saw an exec. Hold on, let me see if I can find this quote. It was a exec on how could I phrase this? He was talking about the NBA play-in. He was talking about it was an anonymous exec, and he was saying that basically He was basically saying that Adam Silver kind of ruining the league a little bit. Let me see if I can find this. Exec Adam Silver. And I agreed to an extent, but not fully. I just hope I can find this. I guess I won't be able to just find it right off the bat. So you're just going to take my word for it. But it was an exec that, you know, unnamed. He didn't want his name out there. But he basically said that he believed that all of these tournaments aren't doing any good for the NBA. And if anything, it's actually making the NBA worse with all of these different tournaments that they're trying, like the play-in tournament, the in-season tournament, just this obsession that Adam Silver has with tournaments, right? And basically just saying like, hey, it's not actually good. And I actually think that fans do, and maybe it's my bias, but do like the play-in tournament. I didn't like it initially, but I like it now. And I think that people, oh, here it is. I found it. It was an anonymous NBA GM. Here we go. An anonymous NBA GM calls out Adam Silver. Adam Silver is obsessed with tournaments, play-in, in-season, now all-star. They've not proven to benefit our league. Now, like I said, I think play-in is cool. In-season still feels quite unnecessary, right? I mean, it's fun for what it is. We do get some really competitive ball, and it does feel like there's somewhat stakes. It's a little confusing, but there's some stakes. And I think that was fine. But the all-star stuff, I get why they're doing it. More competitive than it has in previous years, but like, what's the point, you know? You know, one thing that really bothered me about the all-star games the most, this probably bothered me the most actually, is you invite Kevin Hart just to do things unscripted, just talk into a mic, and you also have him on the announcers, like he's at the announcer table, so the players can hear him as well. Like he's on the intercom or on the speakers or whatnot. You want these guys to compete. You want them to take it seriously, but you have Kevin Hart cracking jokes the entire time. I just don't see how. I feel like it's really difficult to be competitive, and you have Kevin Hart just throwing jokes at you all game long. Kevin Hart was on the speaker. Yeah, it was really weird. I don't really know what they were going for there. Shay was pissed. Yeah, Shay was pretty irritated. Let me see if I can find that. I won't, I can't just play it because, you know, copyright. Yeah, so you can see Shay just saying like, bro, like stop all that talking. Like, stop all that talking. This is funny. Shay's face when Kevin Hart was talking to him. Yeah, like everybody was just kind of irritated by it. Yeah, very, very irritating. But anyways, yeah. So just wanted to show you that quote from Wemby, basically saying, hey, he brought some competitiveness to it, and he played his butt off, and that's the only way you can play basketball. You love to hear that. You love to hear that. And I think Wemby's also going to be one of those guys, just like all great players. You're going to have to save him from himself, right? There's going to be many a times where he feels like he wants to play or he can play, and the Spurs are going to have to say no. They did it with Kawhi in the Western Conference Finals. We ended up losing the Western Conference Finals because of it, but Kawhi actually could have came back after the Zaza Pachulia injury, and Pop and staff said, no, you're not coming back. They did it with Manu multiple times. They did it with Duncan. So it's going to be the same with Wemby, and I think he's going to be a guy that you just have to protect him from himself because he's going to want to play regardless. I just really hope he gets his conditioning right. Somebody said, and I don't think that this is true, okay? But somebody in the comments said, Clan, you're going to lose a lot of people, French fans and French people in general on the channel if you keep saying that he shouldn't play overseas. overseas this summer. I don't think that that's true. I think that people can understand why I'm worried. It's just a conditioning. That's all. And I just want him to be able to have that time, a legitimate offseason, to get his conditioning right. Because next season, the Spurs really are going to be competing, right? But, I mean, it's fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. When he plays overseas, it'd be nice for me to be able to come on here, go live, talk about it, have fun. I get to watch more Wemby basketball. But at the end of the day, it's like, I want a strong 2026, you know? I just want a strong 2026. Oh, well. Anyways, enough of that. Completely unnecessary to have Kevin Hart at the All-Star game. It's just weird. It's just weird group of celebrities, right? Too Short. Come on, guys. Too Short, E40, the Ball brother rapping, and then you got In Vogue, and then you got Mr. Beast here. It just felt like, no offense to the performers or whatever, E40's a legend, but like, I don't know. It was just, I feel like they were just scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Like, especially the influencers. What are we doing? Yeah, E40 made sense because he's a legend in Cali. That's true. It's just strange, man. Even the performances were just like, okay, the girls did a phenomenal job, the dancers and whatnot, but it was like, this choreography the choreography didn't seem like it lended itself to specifically All-Star Weekend. It seemed like that was just their performance through their halftime game or halftime shows throughout the season, right? Like, that's how it felt. It didn't feel like, oh, this is like tailored to this artist is here and now this is a separate thing that we're doing. It felt like something, it felt generic. I guess that's the best way to put it. It just felt generic. Everything felt generic. Everything felt plain. Nothing had any seasoning, you know? It was just bare bones. This is what you have to do. You have to have the influencers. Okay, let's just throw some random. You have to have celebrities. Okay, Kevin Hart. People still love him, right? Right? Like, people still love Kevin Hart, right? Yeah, let's just throw Kevin Hart out there. I don't know. It's just ugly. Just an ugly weekend. Should have got Sabrina Carpenter. You would have thought that it's NBA All-Star Weekend. You would have thought you would have been able to get like some big celebrity. I'm not saying you could have gotten freaking, you know, Kendrick Lamar after what just, you know, after his Super Bowl performance or anything. He's getting ready to go on tour and all that. Maybe not him, but you couldn't get anybody. Like, I feel like you could have at least got Snoop. Snoop Dogg could do anything. I don't know. It's weird. Weird. Anyways, Mr. Beast was enough. Mr. Beast. Kendrick is also making an album with SZA right now. Shut up. Is that true, Alex? Kendrick's making another album? A whole album with SZA? Snoop would probably get booed in Cali for being Trump's homie. While that will warm my heart and make me happy to see, I highly doubt Snoop Dogg would get booed. I don't like Snoop. He performed for. Oh, I don't care for Snoop either. I'm just saying, if you're talking about big celebrities, like, I'm like, you couldn't even get Snoop. Like, Snoop does everything. Yeah, Snoop does everything. I'm surprised you couldn't get Snoop Dogg. He'll do anything. He's like this. He's a coward. Snoop is definitely something. Because Snoop Dogg, he's also, throughout his entire career, he's done like weird stuff. Like, for instance, Tupac, before he passed, he had beef with Snoop Dogg because Snoop started hanging around Biggie and Diddy. He was like, dude, what the heck? Snoop Dogg said something really messed up about Eminem, saying who bumps Eminem in their car? Nobody listens to that in their car, right? And then Eminem responded to that in a song, and then Snoop came back on, oh, I'm sorry. He did the same thing with Kendrick, where he played or reposted Drake's diss to Kendrick. And then Kendrick was like, what the heck, bro? And then Snoop was like, oh, no, I love Kendrick. Like, Snoop is just always on the fence all the time. Tupac warned us about Snoop Dogg and he was right. He's on the fence all the time. Snoop said Drake is a better artist than Kendrick? Wow. I pray it was the edibles. No, dude, every Kendrick album is a masterpiece. I mean, I'm not lying. I'm not just saying something crazy here. Like, I think, like, as much as I praise Eminem, Kendrick has a lot of Marshall Mathers LPs, in my opinion. You need to rethink liking Snoop Dogg. I don't like Snoop Dogg. What the heck? I never said I like Snoop Dogg. I was just like, you can't get Snoop Dogg? Like, he does everything. You had to settle for Too Short and In Vogue. Snoop Dogg is definitely bigger than those. Kendrick still drops classic albums. Drake doesn't. Nah, Drake doesn't, no. Kendrick is the epitome of quality over quantity. Chill on Drake. Drake has a lot of quantity. I love Take Care. After Take Care, post Take Care, I fell out of love with Drake. With all the whole, like, started from the bottom stuff. The weird music videos. Trying to be hard. Constantly complaining about the same type of woman. To the point where I just sat back and I'm like, bro, maybe it's you? Maybe you're the problem, you know? You're having the same issue over and over and over. And these women are just so horrible. Like, bro, maybe it's you. What's up, clan? How are you doing tonight? Fine, I hope. I'm doing good. Too Short is from Oakland. My point is, you could have got a bigger artist. No offense. And then Kenny said, oh my gosh, Kenny has some of the worst takes ever. Bro said E40 is, what did he say? E40 is like better lyrically, but Too Short is the culture. If he's just basing it off of hits, I mean, E40 has more hits than Too Short. I don't know why he said that. E40 is more important culturally and lyrically. To say Too Short is like ingrained in the culture, I just don't understand that. I don't know. Clan, I saw on social that you play Marvel. Would love to play together. A couple questions, Colton, right off the bat. Okay. First question: are you on console? Second question: what's your rank? Because in order to play, you would have to at least be platinum. I'm Diamond 1. Or am I Diamond 2? Am I Diamond 2 or Diamond 1 right now? I made it to Grandmaster and then I got kicked out of it. It's very frustrating. Bro, you killing me right now. Too Short is Oakland legend. It's about the history of Oakland, same as E40. I was glad to see both of them performing. Fine. I'll allow it, I guess. I'll allow it. I'll allow it, I guess. I guess Too Short is to Oakland what Project Pat is to Memphis, but in my opinion, as far as the hip-hop game, I feel like Project Pat had a bigger cultural impact on hip-hop than Too Short. But sure. PS5 back and forth between Diamond 1 and Grandmaster. What's your Colty is my name. Add me. You can add me. It's Held Captive. I changed my name recently. Held Captive. Because I'm a cap main. Yes, sir. I'm a cap main. I got to get more people on. I would love to make a 6 man team. I need a 16. I need a 6 stack. All right. Last order of business. This is the last thing I want to go over. Sipping on some scissor. Okay. All right. Last order of business. Sorry, my stream deck still isn't working, so I have to do everything manually. All right. First world problems. I can't speak. I'm sleepy. Here we go. Take a look at this. Now you're probably wondering, Clan, what am I looking at right now? What is this? What are you trying to show me? Well, my friend, what I'm showing you is defense, and we care so much about defense. So B-Ball Index, once again, always posting bangers as they do. They posted this one, and it's a beautiful sight to see. That's a lot of players, but I'm going to show you something, okay? I'm going to show you something. So basically what it is the further you go up on this list is the better defending ball screens, okay? And the further you go right is better defending in isolation, right? So ideally, if you're top right, you're a really great defender. If you're anywhere right, you are a really phenomenal defender. So let's just take a look at some stuff here. And just some guys that stand out, right? A few guys that stand out. So first and foremost, you can see Trae Young is right here, if you were wondering. So all you people saying that he's a bad defender, you're kind of right. He's basically kind of he's pretty mid at that point. And they even have a legend here for a defensive role, so you can see overall, what are they, right? So if you're light green, you're a point of attack defender. If you're yellow, you're a wing stopper. What color is that? I'm not good with colors. Whatever color this is, you're a mobile big, blah, 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 blah. So we're looking for Spurs players. Let's see. So I thought I saw Trae Jones. Oh, yeah, here's Trae Jones. Trae Jones is no longer with the Spurs, but if you were wondering how well he was doing, he's a pretty good ball screen navigator. But what we really care about is a few players here, the ones we love, right? You can see here, Steph Castle, Jeremy Sohan, some of the best right here, ahead of almost everybody, right? The only players that seem like to be ahead of them is you got Dort, Andrew Nembhard, you got Dyson Daniels, which he's not as good of a ball screen navigator as Jeremy Sohan and Castle are, but you can see he's far to the right when it comes to perimeter isolation defense. Bilal, everyone wants him. Lots of Spurs fans want him, but they're classifying Jeremy Sohan as a wing stopper, and they're classifying Stephon Castle as a point of attack defender. Not something that should shock any of us, but believe it or not, guys, there are actually people that don't think that Jeremy Sohan is that great of a defender. So this is just more evidence to the contrary that he is a very great defender. Not only is he a great defender, he's one of the best defenders in the NBA, period, by far. So I would really encourage you guys, when you're watching Sohan games, I know that it might be the right message, wrong messenger here, because you guys know I have a bias towards Sohan just because I love his play style. I always love guys with high basketball IQ, great defense. I always gravitate towards those guys. Manu Ginobili, my favorite player of all time, but some niche picks that I always love for the Spurs. I love Kyle Anderson. I love Derek White since day one. I wanted him to start as point guard since day one. You can go watch old videos. You can tell that I wanted him to start from day one. So I have a type of player that I like, but at the end of the day, don't just take my word for it. You can see it in the advanced analytics when you actually compare him against other players in the NBA. He is top tier. So I really encourage you not to just watch games and afterwards just stat sheet watch, or just stat sheet watch in general. Just don't do that with him. You can't do that with players like Jeremy Sohan. Now with Devin Vassell, I feel like at the end of the day, or the end of the game, and you go and you look at how well he did scoring wise, it's not very nuanced, right? It's just not, because his primary goal and his primary role for the San Antonio Spurs is to score. Like, he's an okay defender. He's not a bad defender by any means. He's going to do a few things in the course of the game to impact things, but the type of impact that he has is going to show up in the stat sheet. Like, it just is, because that's his type. That's the type of role that he has, right? And it's the same way with quite a few players. It's not 100% there with Wemby, because obviously Wemby can cause guys to not even want to score when he's on the court. So you can't just stat sheet watch his blocks or whatever to see how good he did defensively. But there's certain guys that you just can't do that with, and Sochan is one of those guys, right? He impacts the game in a lot of different ways, and this is one of those ways. This is not somebody you want to just go ahead and trade right off the bat and say, hey, he doesn't matter. I guarantee you that in the Spurs front office, he is one of those untouchables. He's one of those guys that it will take a lot for them to get off of him. If the Spurs are this resilient or resistant, to get rid of Keldon Johnson in a trade and saying, no, we're actually going to keep him, you're still going to give us Fox or whatever. If they're willing to do that, I have no doubt in my mind that Sochan is at the top of their list to keep. No doubt in my mind. But anyways, that's all I have to say. So he impacts the game on a multitude of different fronts, and it's not just scoring. Pick and roll defended by Castle and Sochan. They are so good. They are so good defensively, dude. They are so freaking good defensively. Kings didn't want Keldon. I know for a fact that's not true. Yeah. I'll just leave it there. That's actually not true. I'll tell you this. That Luka trade helped a lot. That crazy Luka trade helped a lot. Let's see. Why don't Mitch play them? You mean Steph and Sochan? He's been playing Steph pretty nicely. I don't understand the Sochan thing. I genuinely don't get it. People have brought up that it's just a tank, like a low key tank or whatever, a soft tank. I don't quite understand it. Yeah, I don't quite understand it. But then again, Mitch Johnson, he's been weird. I don't know. His lineups in general have been really weird. Colton, yes. Yeah. Sochan made little to no sense. Sochan needs to be in the starting five. Yeah, he should be in the starting five. So, yeah, playing Sochan that game 13 minutes, there's no, it's inexcusable. I don't care what anybody says. You could say he's trash, he's garbage. Makes no sense. No sense. Anyways, is Sochan untouchable still in your opinion? I think as far as, obviously Sochan isn't a superstar player, right? Like, and I'm not expecting him to become a superstar. If he does, that will be icing on the cake. I'm not expecting that. But as far as role players go, or his role for the team and how important that is for a team to have success, I think anybody else that has the type of role that Sochan has, he is as, if not more, untouchable than a lot of those other guys. So I would say that Wemby is the only true untouchable, but Sochan is a tier under that for sure. Like, I don't think the Spurs are going to go off of Sochan at all. I think they understand what they have. I think they understand how important he is for the future. I don't think they're going to go off of Sochan. It wouldn't make a lot of sense anyways, but yeah, I think he's as untouchable as it gets for a player of his role. I guess if that makes sense. I don't know if that made sense. Wemby is the only one that's untouchable. Like, okay, but I do think that Sochan, I feel like it goes like this. I think it's Wemby, and I think it's Sochan, and I think it's Castle, and and I think it's Devin Vassell. I think it's in that order how the Spurs feel about these players. And Castle might be closer to Sochan, honestly. Like they actually might be in the same tier of untouchability. But yeah. Like I said, if the Spurs are this resistant to give up anybody, I mean, there's no reason to think that Sochan would get moved. And also keep in mind that even if you traded Sochan, I don't think that you get the value of what you'll be giving up. You'll more than likely just get a diluted version of what you already have. It's just no point in doing that. Just no point. Castle is untouchable. I think Castle's a tier under Wemby, sure. Spurs know what they got. Sochan does all the middle things that you need on the team. He does all the dirty work. Stuff that doesn't come up on a stat sheet. At this point, I will put Castle above Sochan. More upside and potential. That's fine. I'm not mad at that. I actually don't disagree with you, Colton, that Castle has more potential than Sochan. I agree with that. But I still would say that they're on the same tier. I think Sochan is still very, important. If I'm thinking of the Warriors, I mean, I think most of us would agree that Clay had more potential than Draymond. I think most of us would agree on that. But yet and still, I feel like both of which should through their career would be on the same level of untouchability. Like, I think Curry, untouchable, period. Don't care what you offer me. I'm not giving them up. And then those two, I felt like we're still in the same tier, Like you wouldn't trade. Even though one had more potential of the other, you got to realize how important both of them are. Yeah, they're super young too. Sochan is 21, Castle's 20. They're super young. And don't misunderstand. I love Sochan. No, I understand Colson. I get it. I think that's a reasonable take to say that Castle, has more potential than Sochan. I don't think that's a crazy take at all. Put crazy shooting around Sochan, and he can be Draymond. He's gonna be nasty. I'll tell you that much. Also, just for funsies, people won't like that I bring this up, because like you can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways. Let me show you something. So now, if anybody tells you that Sochan can't shoot, you can just show him this. He's currently shooting 54.5% from the field. Ridiculous. All right. It's always good if you're shooting over 50%. And from three, he's shooting 34% from three. Show him that. I know people will say, well, he's only taking 1.4 a game. I get it. I understand. I get it. But you can't look at his stats here and say that he's not way more efficient than he was last season. He's getting better. I would even argue much better. It's a 10% jump field goal percentage wise in a about a 3% jump 3-point percentage wise. That's really great. That's really good. That's really great, actually. What's that? Only weakness is 3-point, but he's a rookie. Oh, you talking about Castle? No, yeah. I was talking about Sochan. Castle's shooting. His outside shooting is one of the worst in the NBA. I don't know if it's still the worst in the NBA. Last time we checked, it was the worst in the NBA. Which is still crazy because, I mean, we see how impactful he is during games, right? Even with a bad shooting percentage. Sohan early in the season was much better on the offensive end. Hasn't been the same. I think it was probably a mixture of a few things, right? Like he had injuries, and then on top of it, like our lineups are weird, and he's playing, not playing. I mean, it's really hard to get in a rhythm like this. You really should stop overthinking this, and he should just start, right? Chris Paul should be moved to the bench. I would start Sohan and just roll with that. Either start Sohan or Castle, but I would probably just start Sohan. Allow Castle to come off the bench with Chris Paul. I think it just works better. They work well together. Just go about your business, but I don't know what we're doing. Playing roster politics for Chris Paul right now. Sohan's back is still hurt. Oh, there you go. Well, maybe that's it. Hopefully we don't see the same lineup. Well, guys, we had a whole week, so we'll see what happens on Thursday, but we had a whole week. Let us pray. All right, so check it out. So I'll come back on Wednesday night. I think that'd be fair, right? We can jump on Wednesday night. We can talk some Spurs. And then obviously Spurs play on Thursday night. So we can just make it kind of a pregame discussion and what we want to see for Thursday. And then after the game Thursday, we're back in business, right? We can just go back to what we normally do here. So that's what we'll do. Castle last 10 games is shooting 39.5% from 3. So he's getting better. Oh, snap. I did not realize the last 10 games he was shooting that well. Nearly 40%. Yikes. That's really good. Paul and Barnes should come off the bench. Yeah, easily. They should come off the bench. Well, maybe Barnes can stay, but I would not be opposed to Barnes coming off the bench and you starting Castle with Sohan. But I think, I think Barnes should. No, actually, I changed my mind. I think Barnes should start. Champagny could start low-key over Devin? I wouldn't start him over Devin. Oh, you mean over Barnes? I wouldn't start him over Barnes either. I don't think that's necessary. Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. I don't think you have to do that. We have some nice pieces that are just not fitting right now. Yeah. The only problem is Jew is clumsy. Yeah. Julian Champagny is a fine player. The reason why I don't want to just like slap him into the starting lineup is because I said this time and time again that I think that he's better coming off the bench. I think that he's just a better player. I don't know if it's really shown as such. Spurs lineups have been so strange. So I don't know if the stats show that. But I always thought that he would be better coming off the bench. He has the worst butterfingers? Oh, he does not have the worst butterfingers. I feel like Aaron Baines has some really bad butterfingers. Are the Spurs back? Back on Thursday. For my Marvel Rivals people, some patches coming out. And we got The Thing and Human Torch coming out this week. I think on Friday, Thursday or Friday. I'm super excited because my boy Captain America, I play with him nonstop. I main him. I got like over 60 hours with Cap. He's getting buffed. A lot of buffs for my boy Cap. So I'm about to be an absolute menace. I'm really a positive dude, but what's got me worried is the plus minus with Wemby before a good game or not his plus minus was always good. Now it's really bad. I'll have to look at the stats on that. You're saying his plus minuses are bad now? I don't know. I guess I would have to think about what could be contributing to that. For him to have a worse plus minus than before, I don't know what would be contributing to that. Maybe the lineups, bro. I mean, seriously. I mean, the plus minus is also very based on the team. So his plus minus could just very well be the fact that the lineups are just really weird and fatigue. It could be that too. I think it might be the lineups. He's out there with so many weird lineups, and it's really been that bad. You're not putting him in the best position to win. Another thing too, there hasn't really been any. I'm trying to download this. Why does it take so long? Another thing too, there hasn't been any action plays for Wemby really. Like it doesn't really seem like we're setting him up to be efficient. Like I felt like with Pop, he did a good job of attempting to put Wemby in positions where he could shine or make things a little easier on him. Hasn't really felt like that. Feels like every shot he takes is just, I don't know, non-ideal one. Another thing too is, yeah, he's been taking a lot of threes as well. I wonder if that's messing up his plus minus. It's really been trying that out. So still low-key an experimental year. I have no idea. Just a few things that come to mind, but I could be completely off on all this. None of that could be contributing to any of it. I just think it's the lineups. Yeah, it's probably the lineups. Doesn't make it easier on you. I mean, look at the starting lineup that they've gone with over the last few games since Fox gotten here. It's like one of the worst lineups on our team. Like the net rating is in the negatives, and it's with Chris Paul, Fox, Harrison Barnes, and who am I missing? And Devin Vassell. It's been terrible. Like at one point over the course of like 3 games, it was a negative 20, like net rating of negative 20. So that is probably the lineups. There's only so much he can do on it. Whereas last year, he'd go out there and he's with, not to say we had a better team. We didn't have a better team, but the lineups were better. And he'll be out there with other, I mean, at least the defender of Sohan. Like he'll have Sohan on his squad. And that made things a little bit easier. So, you know, that's probably what it is. I wouldn't think too hard about it. Wemby's definitely better this year than he was last. Like, how is reading and getting rest shade? It was the delivery of it. It was the way that he said it. He goes to sleep. He reads. That's cool. Interesting guy. Like I think he was throwing shade. Oh, shut up. You for real? He tweaked his ankle during All-Star game? Hopefully he's okay by Thursday. I don't know. He's just saying what he heard. You can take it as that. You can take it as that. I'm just saying that's how I interpret it. I interpret it as this is a little bit of shade. Just the way he said it was like, wait, really? Like, it's an interesting guy. He, goes to sleep at 9 o'clock. I heard he go to sleep at 9. It just seems like some shade. I don't know. You can say I'm thinking too hard. That's fine. I like it. I actually want it to be shade. I don't think it's a bad thing if it was shade. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think we should hate SGA either. He's still one of my favorite players in the NBA. But based on that, and then also based on Jalen Williams not saying that Wemby is going to be the face of the NBA, I think that they don't, I think they want to. They don't want to give him any praise, which is a good thing. You like it. He didn't say anything that was disrespectful. He said something that could be interpreted any type of way, but to me it sounded like he was calling him a dork. To me it sounded like he was calling him a dork, which is good. Call him a dork. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. We'll be after OKC soon enough. Let them hate. It's a good thing. And it's not as like messed up as Houston, right? Like Houston, there's like this dark cloud over Houston when it comes to their attitude towards San Antonio, the San Antonio Spurs, where it just makes me feel icky, right? Like I don't like them. I actually despise them. But this type of stuff, this ain't that big a deal. This is good. It's healthy competition, healthy hating. Shea tries way too hard, to be honest. I never got that vibe. A lot of people say that, though. That's why a lot of people call him corny. I never got that vibe, though. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off. It was fun. Like I said, we'll be back on Thursday. It'll be cool. It'll be all good. I appreciate all you guys coming through, as always. Castle don't try it all. More aura. Yeah, true. Doesn't help that the current Houston squad is straight up a heel team. All right. Well, I'm going to hop off. I will get with you guys later. I will see you on Thursday. So, everyone have a good night. I'm about to bounce. Good night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night. I'll see you later. Deuces.